This is Malawi, also known as the warm heart of Africa. Lake Malawi is one of the biggest freshwater lakes in the world and a home to over 1,000 species. The beautiful, amazing scenery of the hills and mountains is what makes Malawi special and unique. Today, we take a look at what coaches across continents and Banda Bola Sports Foundation are doing in Chituka village in Kata Bay district. This is a gathering of aspiring soccer coaches from various communities in Kata Bay district under traditional authority Malenganzoma, who are attending the soccer clinics at Chituka Farm Soccer Training Ground. Children and young people in these areas face a number of problems, which include early or forced marriages, HIV/AIDS, poverty and lack of school supplies, lack of proper teaching and learning facilities.
Our goal here is to, with the help of Banda Bola, collect and train local teachers and local leaders and show them how sport can be used far beyond just competition and discipline, and that sport can actually open up a window to talk about child rights, about gender equity, about the importance of education, and all the other social issues that are relevant to the Kata Bay and the Chituka village area.
Bingo! Bingo, bingo, bingo! Mingo, mingo, mingo! Mingo, mingo, mingo! The ball represents the HIV virus. The person in the middle does not want to be touched by the ball. Circle, one step back. The way we play. On the outside, we roll the ball and we try to hit him below the knee. And he tries to dodge. You understand? All right, you ready? And go.
Of sexual health and of HIV and STIs in general. It has a certain atmosphere to it that makes it sometimes difficult to discuss in settings such as in classrooms and in Chituka village, and that our role in that is not to come in and say this is what you should be doing, but instead to come in and offer ways and offer games that convey knowledge and that illustrates some of the finer points about sexual health and about the availability of options that children should have when it comes to protecting themselves.
In this drill, it's a simple demonstration to how a condom is useful for protection from various sexually transmitted diseases. The young man in red is the condom, protecting the man in blue from HIV. So yes, many drills were conducted during this week, focusing on the different challenges that are faced in these communities. The beauty of it all was the active participation of the local coaches and leaders and how all social issues were connected.
HIV is a huge issue here in Malawi. We get the knowledge of what issues are big in each place from the people.
Gender participation is one of the biggest issues that was discussed as well during the soccer clinics. Women and girls shared some of their challenges and also came up with some solutions on how those problems could be addressed.
We talked about a lot of issues like just general inequality, equal opportunity, early marriages, domestic violence. We talked about a lot of issues that women face just on a regular basis. But what we specifically talked about was how we can change those issues, so things that we can do to work on implementing policies in the classroom. So we start teaching young kids about these gender inequalities and things that we can do to teach them when they're young to respect women, so that young boys and young girls, young boys learn to respect women much younger, and that young girls realize they can be something and they can be more than the society tells them they should be.
I've learned a lot about gender and then how we can help the girls in schools. how you can interact with them, at the same time teaching them how to be gender sensitive and being able to express themselves.
The gender aspect is very important as one teacher shares how society perceives the girl child in sports.
Many people, they are not aware that girls can also play soccer. So when girls are introduced into soccer, some of them are being called, say, these are prostitutes, these are men, and different sorts of names. So due to that, they are not able to take part in sports.
So after the soccer clinics, the participants received certificates from coaches across continents. They also committed themselves to sharing the knowledge they had learned to the communities where they came from to make sure boys and girls stay in school and complete their education.
So as a teacher and so far as a member who has participated in this Banda Bola Foundation, I have a role to play in terms of training these young girls or these boys to at least encourage them the need of their presence to be at school, so that they work hard at school and again they participate in the sporting activities. In those sporting activities, I shall give them total support or full support so that they get some of the terms or maybe some of the solutions to their problem that they face day to day.
Clinics are very important and I feel like it's very good. We need to have them almost 3 times a year. Almost every term, after the holiday we can have them, and after another term we can also have the clinics. You know, we as the coaches, we need these skills. It's like a capacity building process whereby on top of what we acquired in our colleges, these trainings, they're also giving us another opportunity to have more knowledge so that how we can deliver in our everyday life, as well as helping our own children to solve some of the problems which they are facing in their everyday life.
So this theme, as a third-year partnership, it was to push, in the first year it was to educate the local coaches. The second year was to adapt some of the lessons that we teach. And this third year is for the local teachers and coaches to actually create their own games. This was put into effect a little bit more with a smaller group of participants, some of the core Banda Bola Foundation volunteers. But the theme for this year is very much the topics that are most important to them, which were in this case education and basic child rights and gender and female empowerment.
Sports is powerful. Sports reaches the heart and soul, helps people to solve their social problems apart from just having fun. This has been seen in this initiative by coaches across continents and Banda Bola Sports Foundation.
Chituka Village is an amazing place. It opened my eyes and mind at the same time. The people are very nice, wonderful, and you know, the landscape, the natural environment.
Malawi, it truly is. It is a warm heart. This was my first trip to Malawi. We've spent 2 weeks here. I've always been a fan of Sima. I've always been a fan of the ground nuts, but I think that in this particular setting, waking up in the hills, having a walk to the beach, it's truly been a wonderful, wonderful experience.